Hello, and welcome to our webinar, How to Plan Your Email Marketing in Constant Contact. If you're a note taker, grab a pen and paper. If not, please don't worry. You are going to be receiving a recording of this webinar in your inbox later today so that you can follow along with the recording later. Now, during today's webinar, we're going to spend the first 25 minutes in presentation mode where I'm going to be introducing today's concepts. Then I'll spend about 20 minutes in a live constant contact account walking you through the steps to accomplish what we've learned. And I'm going to save about 10 to 15 minutes at the end for some question and answers. Now, before I wanted to let you know about all the tools that we have available to get your online marketing on track. We have tools for creating great looking email marketing campaigns, easy to use email automation and welcome emails, list growth tools to help you to grow your list, digital ads for Google, Facebook, and Instagram to help you to find new customers and even build your email list. There's the ability to stay on top of your social media efforts. You can create posts and reply to your social messages as well. And our SMS text marketing, which you can add onto your plan in order to expand your marketing reach even further. We have all these great tools, features, and our expert guidance that you need to help you to succeed all in one place. So let's jump into today's session. Now, let me ask a question. What's one of the biggest things that you all struggle with in terms of email marketing? Go ahead and put it into the questions tab. What's one of the biggest things you struggle with? Okay, I'm seeing a lot of people saying time, finding that time to create these emails. Okay, yep, honest. Figuring out what to be putting into those emails. Absolutely, Crystal. Definitely understand that one. And Walter, just figuring out when to come in here and make those emails work. Okay, perfect. So a lot of you might have trouble figuring out what to write or how to write it, getting that design just right, getting the results that you want, or even just finding the time to dedicate to your marketing. These are definitely really common things that people struggle with in terms of email marketing, and planning is really going to help you with all of this. And spending just a few minutes to plan is the first step at being successful. It's going to allow you to stay focused, motivated, and accountable, and you'll be able to send out emails that help your business reach its goals. And creating a plan is also going to allow you to ensure that you're sending consistently. It's essential to stay top of mind with your audience, and you want to send something out at least a minimum of once a month. The last thing you want for them is to forget about you, right? And knowing ahead of time what you'll be sending and when is going to save you a ton of time and keep your marketing on track. And it doesn't need to take a whole lot of time either. Today, I'm going to be showing you how to put together a plan that will meet your business or organization's needs. I'll show you an easy process for setting up your plan quickly and easily. And in the end, you're going to have the tools and the know how to create your plan and follow through for successful email marketing. So let's see more specifically what we're going to be discussing today. So I'm going to show you the 4 simple steps to creating your own email marketing plan. And then along the way, I'm going to be showing you tips and suggestions to make email marketing strategy more effective. I'm going to show you how to plan for emails that will help meet your goals, how often to send, and the types of emails to include in your strategy. Now, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Candy. I am a personal marketing advisor here with Constant Contact. I've been with the company just under 15 years now. So I've seen it all from two little products that we had to the marketing that you see today. There's so many different tools in our account that you can take advantage of. And I'm excited to bring my experience to this session today. So let's dive in and get started. So let's get started with the 4 steps to plan your email marketing. As we discussed earlier, having an email marketing plan can keep you on track throughout the year, helping you to send consistently and even saving you some time. And I know for a lot of you, creating an email marketing plan can seem like a lot of work, but it doesn't have to be. With some helpful tips and strategies, you can easily create an email marketing plan that helps you to be more successful. And before you learn the steps for creating your own plan, I want to share 4 secrets that are really going to help you to be successful with your planning. Now, getting started is often the hardest part. So it's important to first put a limit on yourself. Don't allow the process to take more than 15 minutes. If you have to get it done in that amount of time, you will. And second, you want to aim for consistency in when and how often you're going to be sending these emails. You're likely going to have months during the year that are busier than others, but your goal should be to communicate with your subscribers on a regular basis. So aim to send at least one email every month. And third, you want to focus on what matters most. So choose one goal for each email to keep the email short so your readers will be more likely to take action. And for number 4, when you're thinking about your overall email strategy, you want to be including a variety of different emails that you're going to be sending out. And that means you want to include a variety of promotional and non promotional emails, as you don't always want to be selling to your audience. With email marketing, you have the ability to build relationships with your contacts to keep your business top of mind. And these two types of emails are really going to help you to accomplish that. The first one's promotional emails. So, promotional emails are when you have time sensitive information to promote a sale, product, or an event. And you're also going to want to start including a few non promotional email communications that focus more on sharing information to build relationships with your subscribers. This is what's going to prove that you're an expert in your industry and keep your business top of mind. And both of these types of emails ultimately help you to reach your goals. And having a mix is going to help your customers stay in touch with your business. So make sure to plan at least a mix of these type of email strategies in your plan. Now, along the same lines, I want to talk just briefly about design because having an understanding will help you to create a plan that maximizes your success. And design plays an important role in getting people to take the action that you want them to take, and it will help you to make connections with your audience. In order to make your promotional and non promotional emails easy to read and get results, we suggest having one primary topic per email and keeping the design simple, like in this example right here. You want to keep the content and layout short in order to maximize your success and build those relationships with your audience that we just talked about. So focus on what's most important for your communication each time and stick with that one topic that you want to highlight each time you send out an email. So now that you have the secrets, let's dive into planning your strategy. First up, it's important to write down your goals for each month. So, no matter your business goals, you'll be able to use this email marketing to promote your products and services and stay top of mind with your customers. So, as we're getting started with creating a plan, you'll need to think about your goals. So, think about your events and when you want to focus on certain projects. And knowing your goals is going to help you to formulate a plan for the type of emails that you need in order to accomplish your goals. So here's some common goals that everybody usually has. So maybe you want to focus on increasing your sales or donations, getting new customers, increasing repeat business, promoting a new product or a service, educating your customers or your supporters, or to generate those referrals. Now take a moment to think, what are your most immediate goals for your business or organization? Go ahead and tell me in the questions window. What's one of your immediate goals for your business or your organization? Perfect. I'm seeing a bunch of people saying just getting more people to purchase my products. Absolutely. I mean, that's definitely a big goal. Um, Definitely appreciate that. Let's see. And Crystal says getting more volunteers for her nonprofit. Walter says getting people to take, advantage of the specials that you're offering. Okay. And Jacqueline says getting people into the door. That's a big one. Getting them in their business so they see you, they recognize you, they come into your location. So that goal is going to be the starting point for your planning. And once you know it, you're going to be able to support that goal with an email. So a lot of you have those goals, like getting the foot traffic, right? If you're a brick and mortar store, getting people to notice you, getting volunteers, sending out that email. I mean, you have the big group of people that you're sending out to, but what are they doing with that? Are they taking advantage of the things that you're offering? And in order to meet that goal by email, you're going to want to add a call to action to the email. Now, if you're not already familiar with the term call to action, it's the part of the email that drives your readers to do something to complete a task. Now, a call to action is very important, and every email should include one, and it needs to take your readers where you want them to go. You never want to send them an email without asking them to do something because your readers taking action is how your goals will be met. And in most cases, you're going to use a button in your email that allows your readers to click in order to complete the action that you want them to take. And a button with one of your brand colors is going to stand out to your reader and really make it clear what action you want them to take, whether it's schedule your consultation today, purchase your products here, share a photo on Instagram. Those are your call to actions. That's your goal. Now, with our goals in mind and calls to actions in mind, we can start incorporating them into our plan. Now, if you look at the handout tab on the right side of the screen and download the handout, there's going to be a link to a 2024 online marketing calendar worksheet. This is a resource you can use if you like to write down your goals and start mapping out your plan. Now, if you prefer to use your own calendar, jot it down on a piece of paper, or type it up somewhere else, feel free to do so. We just recommend a resource like this to save you time and quickly put together an outline. And putting together an outline from the beginning, whether in this worksheet or somewhere else, is really going to help you to put it into practice as you go through the planning process. And each month has a section where you can write down notes, and that's where you're going to jot down the goals and opportunities for each month. And this will help you to determine what you need to send and when you need to communicate that information. So start with the current month that we're in and write down the goals or initiatives that are important throughout the rest of the year. And think about when you need to accomplish specific goals or you're running events at your business. Now, for example, a nonprofit's animal shelter's goal for January is to find more volunteers for the coming year and increase donations. They have written those things down here on the left, and they're going to continue to do that for the following few months and get as far into the year as they can. And once you've brainstormed your goals, then it's time for step number two, which is where you're going to fill in the key dates that are important to your organization. And this is where you want to think about your holidays that you plan to run promotions around, thank your customers, or even host some sort of event. And these type of things will really help you to determine deadlines for those campaigns. And when planning ahead for holidays, there really is no shortage of holidays that you can celebrate with your customers or your supporters. If you have a slow month without any events or sales or promotions, consider some of the more fun holidays. From Houseplant Appreciation Day to National Cat Day to Grandparents' Day, there's a ton to choose from to make your emails fun and engaging. And if you're looking for some holiday ideas, the calendar worksheet has some filled in for each month. And the Constant Contact blog always has monthly holiday planning resources as well. And you can check out the handout for a link to some holiday marketing resources. Has a lot. And I definitely, if you're not already subscribed to our blog, subscribe to it. It has a lot of great information in there. And for any latecomers, I see some new people coming in. You will be receiving a recording of this webinar later in your inbox so you can follow along with it. All right. So now going back to our example, the nonprofit has a few key dates that they want to work with. So January 14th is National Dress Up Your Pet Day, which works perfect for them as they're an animal shelter. They could create an informational email featuring a volunteer with one of the dressed up pets in order to show people the fun that they would have as a volunteer to help with their goals of increasing those volunteers. And they're also having a fundraising campaign going on for the full month of January that's going to end on the 31st. So the first is when it starts, this is when it ends. And these are going to be key dates for them as well. This is what you're going to start to look like as you're outlining that onto your calendar. This is what it's going to look like. Now, after you're done with step number two, it's now time to consider when and how often to send those emails and plot those specific emails on your calendar. Now, the number of emails you send depends on your goals and the type of email. But as you're thinking about frequency, it's important to remember that most people are okay with receiving more emails than you would think. Most small businesses send email campaigns at least once a week, and 39% of consumers feel that that amount is the correct amount of information from each brand, from your brands. However, the big thing is relevancy. The more relevant an email is to the person, the more likely they're okay with a higher send frequency. Now, when it comes to frequency, there really isn't a one size fits all approach, but there are some things to consider when you're making your plan up. First, consider your audience. What do you know about their routines? When does your message have the best chance of reaching them when they have a moment to spare? Now, a majority of people are checking their emails on their phones these days, so they don't need to be at home or sitting at a computer to check their emails anymore. And as you're getting started, you could try a few different days and times and see when your audience is taking the most action. If there's a time of day where you're getting a lot of sales, seeing a lot of event registrations, or hearing from your readers, that's going to be a good day and time to send moving forward. Just make sure to keep it consistent. And also think about your goals and information that you're sending out. With time based promotions, people do need to be reminded of your promotion as they're busy. Now, some of your subscribers will jump at the opportunity right away, but those who miss out might be more likely to join the next time they get a chance. Another thing you could do is set expectations. When your subscribers are signing up, let them know at that time when they can expect to receive your emails. So, whether it's a monthly newsletter, bi monthly promotions, or weekly updates, when your readers know when to expect your emails, they're going to look forward to the messages in their inbox. And then in turn, you have a sending schedule pre planned already. And again, at the very least, you should plan to send at minimum one email a month. You don't want to send any less than that, as your contacts might forget about you and the fact that they even signed up for your emails. But let's focus a little bit more on those time based promotional emails for a minute. Now, in that situation, we do have a suggested number of emails to send. We suggest a three email plan to remind your busy audience of your event, your promotion, or your offer. And as we discussed, your audience is busy and may get pulled away from your email that you send out. So, for these important emails, when you use this strategy, you can remind people about it. So, let's briefly talk about what these three emails are like. First email is an announcement of your promotion, your event, or your campaign. The second email is a reminder about your campaign. This one's sent later and will remind people about what's coming up. And then email three is sent right before the campaign or the event. It's a last chance reminder email. And this strategy will keep your time based information top of mind with your readers so they don't forget to take action. Now, remember, your customers are busy and it's important to stay top of mind and remind people of the offer or valuable content that you're sending out. And most people need to be asked a few times before taking action. Even if they're interested in taking advantage of a sale or signing up for a class or contacting you about your services right away, they could get busy or pulled into something else before taking action, and then your offer is forgotten. With all that in mind, let's go back to our example and plot our emails on the calendar. This is what's going to help you to visualize the frequency of your emails. And you can plot your emails on the worksheet that we've been working with, but we also have a marketing calendar in product that you can plot your emails on as well. I'm going to show you how that works in a bit, but what I recommend is plotting everything on a worksheet as a rough outline and then transferring those dates into the constant contact calendar to put your plan into practice. And we're going to look at that part in a minute during the live demo. But let's take a look at what their calendar might look like. So we'll start by plotting those key dates you identified on the calendar and then work backward and start plotting when your emails will send. And when you're plotting your emails for those time based promotions, as a reminder, we suggest sending a series of three emails that are designed to remind people about your goal. And as I mentioned, the first email should be an announcement of the event, offer, or campaign. And depending on your timeline, you'll want to send this announcement as soon as possible, but no later than 2 weeks before your campaign ends. And the second email should be a reminder email sent at least a week from the end date. And then the third should be that last chance reminder that's sent a day or two before the campaign ends. And send the last chance email as close to the end date as possible without being too late for somebody to take action to it. Now, in this example, we're running a fundraising campaign for the month. So we can send the first email on the first of the month to announce our goal. We'll send the second email a week before the end of the campaign and the last one the day before. And remember, it's a really good idea to mix in those non promotional emails as well. So be sure to plan it out so they're a little spread out. So plan to send at least one of these a month to continue building relationships and to show your progress. Remember, this is the information that helps to show your expertise or for people to better use your products or services. And this calendar is going to help you to visualize what and when you're going to be sending. And you'll get a sense of the big picture. Plus, writing things down helps to turn your goals into tasks on your to do list. And you'll always be able to go back to your plan and to keep you on track. And finally, once you've plotted out an outline for the next several months, the last thing we recommend is logging into your account and adding your marketing plan into the marketing calendar inside of Constant Contact. Now, the benefit of the Constant Contact in product calendar is it allows you to quickly find past campaigns, to view the results, or to make a copy for future campaigns. You can make edits to drafts, add placeholders to specific dates as a reminder for what you have planned. And then when you're ready, you can finish customizing the content and schedule out the campaign. And it even syncs with a personal online calendar, like a Google Calendar, iCalendar, or an Outlook calendar, so that you can set reminders for yourself outside of Constant Contact and fit your marketing into your busy schedule. And this is going to help you to save even more time in the future. Now, I want to log into a live Constant Contact account to show you the in product marketing with it. And I'm going to be putting together an email marketing plan for Jack's Backyard Barbecue. So before we jump into the account, let's take a look at what they've planned on their worksheet for March. First, Jack's Backyard Barbecue identified their goals for March. March is one of their slower months, so their goals are to stay top of mind and increase foot traffic into the restaurant. And with these goals in mind, they've decided to have a St. Patrick's Day special event to bring people into the restaurant. So March 17th is going to be one of those key dates that they're going to note. And in order to stay top of mind, they've also decided to take advantage of National Mom and Pop Business Owners Day on the 29th to send out an email about the owners of the restaurant and tell their story. This is a great way to get their name back out there after the event without overwhelming their audience with more promotional content. Now that the dates are identified, they can plot the emails on their calendar. They're going to do the three promotional emails for St. Patrick's Day event, an announcement 2 weeks before, a reminder a week before, and the last chance reminder email the day before. They're also planning on the non promotional email at the end of the month that will talk about the restaurant owners and tell their story to help engage their audience to keep their name out there in March. And now that they have an outline put together, they're ready to add their plan into March in Constant Contact. Now I'm going to jump into a live Constant Contact account and walk you through that process. All right, so let me go ahead and jump in here 1 second. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is get into the calendar. So to do that, I'm just going to start from the beginning here. If you come up here to the marketing tab at the very top, you could click on calendar right here. And if you're already in a campaign, you can easily access the calendar from your campaign view as well. Let's wait for that to load here. Okay, so here's my calendar view. If you're in the campaign view, so if I'm looking at emails that I'm working here, you can easily get to your calendar view by coming up here to your calendar view. So this single channel, I believe, is just your email page. Yeah, so here's your all your campaigns that you're working on, everything all at once, all the campaigns, whether it's emails, social events, whatever, it's all your campaigns. Or you go over here to calendar view. So either way, it's just marketing tab, calendar view, or if you're in it, just go to calendar view here. It's the same place. Now, as you can see, it's going to show all the campaigns that we've already done and their different statuses. So we can filter by status with the drop down. So if I click on this, you could check out the different statuses and just look at those. And you could also go over here and click on the types of campaigns that you want to look at. So I have it set for all campaigns, but if you just want to look at certain ones, you could just click on that and look at certain ones. If I wanted to just look at social, for instance, I could click on that and all it's showing me is my social post, or keep it on all campaigns so I can see everything that I'm working on. Now, if I click on a campaign in the calendar, I'm going to be able to track it and look at it. Now, this is a test account, so there's not a whole lot of emails sent, but there is some social posting that I can look at. It's going to give you the same idea. So if I click on this posted one right here, it's not a draft, it was actually posted to social media. I can click on it. I'm going to be able to see how many people saw this social post, how many people it reached, if there was any engagement. Engagement is like people clicking on it or sharing it, anything like that. I'm going to be able to see that. I can also see the time of day that I sent it. From here, I can then go in. I can either come over here and go to my details page. I can copy this post right from here. It just gives you a good idea of your frequency when you're looking at these. And then that way you can plan for your future campaigns. If this one got a lot of views, then you can plan it to send them on this day at that time. So the same thing with your emails. It's going to give you a good view of it. So now for today, we're just going to be focused on email. But I could also again choose to do social posts, emails, any of that. So what we're going to do is we're going to navigate over to March because we're working on our St. Patrick's Day special. So if I come over here to the calendar, I'm just going to jump right to March of 2025. Now, the first email that we have planned for March is on the 1st, and it's going to be our St. Patrick's Day event announcement. So, what I'm going to do is click on the 1st. All right. Oh, there it goes. Sorry, it was giving me a little slowness here. Sorry, I don't want that. I'm trying to click in here. Okay. So, it brings me up what type of campaign do I want to create? So, again, we're just focusing on email, but you could choose any of these different things that you were working on. For me, we're going to just come up here, click on the email tab at the very top. And what it does is it brings up the campaign name. It already has the date because that's the date you selected, and it already has a time filled in. I'm going to name this so that I can easily pinpoint my campaigns. I always recommend giving it a name because you don't want to have all untitled email campaigns in your inbox. You're going to get very confused to know which one is which without having to look into it. And for me, because this is my test account, I am going to just put down today's date. You could do that if you want, but it's not really necessary um, because it's not a test account. This one is. And again, I can have my date is already done. I can change the time or elect to just keep it what it is. I'm going to just keep what it is here. And then we'll go ahead and we can always change it later because you're not stuck with that. So if we have an idea now, you can certainly put it in or keep it as it is. And before you get to it, if you need to change it, you can absolutely do that. So now that I have that done, I have the option to either open it up in editor and start working on it or put it in as a placeholder so that I can go in and create it later or go in and create it right now. I'm going to do the option of just saving it as a placeholder so I can show you what it looks like and then we can get in to make the edits. And it won't actually send on this time either until you go through that final step of sending it and scheduling out that email. So what I'm going to do is click on save as a placeholder. So now you have this in here as a placeholder. So what we're going to do now though is we're going to go make those edits to it. So once I click on this here, it brings up my details page. And then from here, I'm just going to click on edit. Has all my info in here. And then I can open it up in editor right here. And this is going to bring me to my template picker page. So I can pick what template I want to work on. So for me, I'm going to choose a restaurant template so I can start creating my St. Patrick's Day event. So if I come up here, I can actually search in the search bar for restaurant. And you also have these other tabs that you can click on and check things out as well. But I'm a restaurant, so I'm just going to check out some ones that already look restauranty, so it makes my job easier. So I'm just going to scroll through and find one that I really like for my St. Patrick's Day event, which this one here is perfect, feeling lucky one. So I'm just going to select it. All right, so now we are going to just make some quick edits to it to show you how quick and easy this is, and then I'll go to that schedule and page. So in here, it does have my logo already, which is great. I'm just going to make it a little bigger. I'm going to come down here and change out because we don't offer stews. So I'm going to put in my own stuff. So if I come over here to images, I'm going to just drag a new item in there. And then you can add some more information, put your stuff in here, just make it your own. I'm just going to change it up slightly. There is that. So maybe I want to do my background. Let's put some polka dots in it. You can just make it your own. And that looks really busy. So I don't like that. I'm going to change it. So let's see. I'll just put that there for now. But you can see how easy it is to change out backgrounds. If you have, I like that better. If you have custom backgrounds, you can put that in there or pick one of these backgrounds. Okay. So now that I have that done, I am ready to go to my continue page. So all I'm going to do here is click on that continue button at the top. Again, I'm going to stress this because I see it happen a lot. Absolutely test your email out before you send it out. And I do recommend putting the subject line in here first. You can do it on the next page. I'm going to click on this here. I like doing it here because you can see what it actually will look like in the inbox. Just gives you a nice view. And then if you need to make any changes, you can. So again, I like doing it from here, but I'm going to show you are able to do it on the next page as well if you forgot. But that preview and test right here, it's important to do that. So if you have something that is supposed to be like schedule your reservation, for instance, and it doesn't go there, you want to make sure that your links are all connected before you send this email out. Because once it is out there. There's no way to get it back without sending another email that says disregard that. Really take the 2 seconds to send yourself a test or at least go to preview and test everything out. Okay. Now, with that being said, we're going to go to continue. Now, because we've already set that date in, if we come over here to schedule for later, that date and time is already filled in here for us. We don't need to do anything with that unless you wanted to change it. Now, on the left, we are going to need to pick our list. So I'm just going to come in here and grab my list. Again, here, if you wanted to change your subject line, this is where you can do it here. Okay. And then you could do resend to non-open as if your plan allows it, send yourself results, whatnot. So now that I have that done, again, if you need to change the time, you can still do all of that. It's just saving you that initial time by getting it all set up for you and mapping it out. All right. So now I'm going to leave it exactly the way it is. And I'm going to come up here and go to schedule. All right. So now that that's done, I'm going to go back to my calendar view and show you what it looks like. Okay. So now if I come back up here to the marketing tab, I can go right back to my calendar view. I may have to navigate to March, but that's okay. Yep, it's already loaded. That's great. It didn't change on me. And now you can see it's scheduled. So if you ever need to stop it from being scheduled, you just click on it and unschedule right from here. So you don't even need to get into the actual email to do it. You could do it right from your calendar. So if I wanted to click on the menu bar here, you can also do some options here. Like if you forgot to share it on social media, you can do that. If you wanted to print it out and put it in your location, you can do that, whatever you need. I'm going to click on unschedule. So that way, if you wanted to get back into it, you can come back in here and make edits to it. Okay. So that one's done. Now we're going to go ahead and add the other planned emails onto our calendar. So the next one that we're going to work on is the email number 2, which is the reminder. So that's going to be done on the 10th. So I'm going to click on here. I'm going to choose email and I'm going to give it a name. So I'm going to change that in there. Again, you want to name your emails. Put this in here. And for me, I'm just putting the date in here. Okay, and then the time, I'm just going to leave it the way it is. And for this, I'm saving it as a placeholder because I'm not working on it now. I'm just mapping it all out. So there's that one. And then I'm going to do the next one on the 16th, the day before, to remind people. and put that in here. And again, nothing else gets changed. I'm adding that as a placeholder. And then that's done for my 3 plan. Here's the first one, the second one, the third one. And now we're going to do that, the non-promotional email on the 29th. So I'm going to click on the 29th. I'm still doing an email. And this is that Mom and Pop Business Owners Day one, the non-promotional email. So I'm going to put this in here. And I'm going to leave everything else the same. See, it told me it's already there. I'm going to put, again, today's date. And I'm going to go ahead and save that as a placeholder. So now I have my plan for March saved in Constant Contact. And when we're ready to make edits and schedule out these emails, they're now in here to start working with. And getting these set up on the calendar is going to save us the initial work and planning. And it's going to allow us to focus on the design moving forward. Now, feel free to log into your account at any time once you have your emails plotted, edit them, and even schedule them out ahead of time if you like to. Now, one other really cool feature about the calendar that I like to show you is the syncing option. Now, if I come up here to the top and go to my settings tab, I'm going to make my calendar shareable. So to do that and make it sync with my personal calendars, I'm going to just click on this to set calendar to shareable. So I'm going to toggle on that. And I can get it to sync with my personal Google, Apple, or Outlook online calendar. This way I can easily track which campaigns I need to work with each month without having to log into Constant Contact. I would even recommend setting yourself a reminder once the calendar is synced over so that you don't forget to work on your emails and get them scheduled out. Now, there's links to instructions for each of these calendars here on this screen. And in most cases, you'll need to copy the link provided into your calendar program, and then the campaigns will be integrated into your calendar. So this is the link that you would use. So if it's not one of these, we don't have instructions for them all. You can just check on your other calendar program, but this is the link that you would use right up in here. Now, I do have the option to add it to Google with one click. I have Gmail. I'm going to show you how to connect it to Gmail. So what we're going to do is click on Add Google with one click. And then the calendar will pop up. And it's going to give me a pop-up here. And it's going to say Add the calendar. And I'm going to say, yes, I want to add my calendar. So I just click on Add. And when I do this, all of my campaigns are going to be connected over. So if I wanted to even toggle over to, let's see, March of 2025, go to the first, here's my calendar. So it's bringing over all of my information that I have. Now, when I click on the add all campaigns, it's now going to be on my calendar. So with this, what I could do is I can go right into Constant Contact from here. Oop, I didn't want to go to January. So if I wanted to go in and take a look at it and start working on it on March 1st, all I would have to do is click on it here. And it brings up my page. Hold on one second. So it brings up this page here. So I can click right in here and go right to my Constant Contact. I don't even have to go separately to log on. I just click on this here and it's going to bring me back into my Constant Contact account, which is really cool. Saves you that time as well. And here's my calendar. And then it does bring me just to today's date, but I could just then come in here, go to 2025 and go to March of 2025 and I'm back on my calendar. Now, if I want to go back to my personal calendar, I'm just going to go back to my calendar here. Now, I'm not able to edit the event in the Google since it's connected with Constant Contact and the changes sync over from Constant Contact. Like if you needed to change the date or the time when it goes into schedule or send status, you'd have to do that in Constant Contact. But if I wanted to duplicate it and save it as my own event in Google, I can then set a reminder for myself to work on it and then send it out. So what I'm going to show you is I'm going to create a duplicate case on this one and put it in my alert so it gives me that reminder. So in here, you just click on again the date and the event that you're working on. If I come up here to options, I can duplicate it. Then when I duplicate it, I can then send myself a reminder over here. So you can see it's already set up here with a notification 1 week before. So then I just save it. Now, this event wouldn't be synced with Constant Contact though if there were any changes made in the account, but it's an option if you just want to have a reminder to help you fit your marketing into your busy schedule. Now, with your Apple or Outlook calendars, you should be able to do something similar as well. All right, so now you have that syncing option, which I think is very cool and makes it easier for you to see what's going on. I'm going to go back into Constant Contact here. So if you ever want to stop syncing it, like if you have an employee leave the company, no longer volunteering for the organization, whatever it might be, and you need to remove that calendar so they don't go in there and go into your account or check it out, you're just going to come back to your settings on your calendar page, and you can either toggle it off here, or I can come down here and I can reset my calendar link. And then once you reset it, you would need to send that out to everybody else that's on your calendar. So it does remove it for everybody, including yourself. So you just have to go through either add it to Google with one click or to take your calendar link right here and either share it, email it, or connect it on your own. So you're still going to need to go back in and do that. And that's basically everything. So as you can see, it's quick and simple to add your planned campaigns into Constant Contact once you have a plan in place. Now, don't worry if things change or if you're not able to stick to the original schedule that you set up. It is easy to adjust the date and time and move things around as needed. And this tool will really help you to keep things on track and get the ball rolling for the future to help you to stay consistent, accountable, and organized with your email marketing. Now, your constant contact plan does determine which features you have access to in your account. In order to see the breakdown of your plan to either upgrade or downgrade, or see what you have options to, all you would need to do is come over here to onboarding, or excuse me, that's my name. So that would be your name. That would be Candy up on top. Then I would just go to plans and pricing, and it's going to show you your plans and pricing of what plan that you have and what you have access to. And there's also going to be a handout that you can check to see that as well. And that will be also emailed over to you if you need it. All right, so now I'm going to jump back into my presentation here and start to go over the next items here. 1 second. So let's recap, right? So creating an email marketing plan is going to be an essential part of your overall online marketing strategy. Not only will it save you time, but it will help you to consistently stay in front of your subscribers, which will make your marketing more impactful. Now, after the webinar today, I would encourage you to download the handout and save the calendar worksheet. Start by identifying the goals for each month. That's going to allow you to get the results with focused emails that include a call to action to help you to meet that goal. And then you can identify your key dates, jot those down, plot them on the worksheet calendar, and start working backwards to plot your emails. Remember, if you're sending a promotion, it's ideal to send a series of 3 emails that remind people to take action. And finally, don't forget to log into your Constant Contact account and get your email plan saved to the in product marketing calendar. Now, if you're not able to plan out the whole year in one setting, that's okay. You can work in smaller increments like 3 to 6 increments. Just make sure you're staying consistent and setting aside that time to put the plan together. And once you've done that, you're going to save yourself a ton of time and will be easily move around and move forward with your content and your design. Now, don't forget, we are here to help you. So, whether you need help putting together your marketing plan with an expert, coming up with content, list growth strategies, or just need someone to do the work for you, we have marketing services that can be personalized to fit your needs and your goals. And your dedicated marketing expert will make it easy for you throughout the account setup process and beyond as they work with you to strategize, to develop, and implement a successful marketing plan. Now, rates do start as low as just $60 per month. Take a look at the pop up that I'm going to share on the screen on the top right hand side. Let me go ahead and put that in here. 1 quick second. Let's see. Okay. So under the professional marketing section on our website, you can find information on each of the different levels of service. And then from that page, you can schedule a free service consultation to determine which level of service is right for you. All right. So now let me just pull this up. It's the question time. Hopefully, you have a lot of questions coming through for me. But please keep in mind that we do have a lot of people joining us today, and I'm going to do my very best to get all your questions answered. However, if I don't get to your question, keep in mind that we do have a lot of resources to help, which I'm going to talk about in just a few minutes. And while everyone is typing in their questions, I wanted to let you know about our upcoming webinar called Quick Simple Tips to Improve Your Email Results in Constant Contact. This session is a great next step to go more in the email marketing's best practices. We're going to discuss what results to expect when sending, quick tips to improve those results, and how to use the tools in your account to get great results. So check out the link, and I'm going to be sending here as well. Now, if you're not able to attend to it, register anyway. That way, you'll get a free recording sent to you. So let me go ahead and add that in here, and that's in there. There you go. But definitely just register anyway. It's a great webinar. Okay, so now let's see what questions we have in here today. Let's see. Saw some pop up. Let me go and grab them. Oh, great. I have a great question from Jacqueline. She wants to know if I schedule an email and then I add more contacts to the list after it's been scheduled, will those new contacts get it or do I have to stop it and redo it? That is a fantastic question, and I get asked that a lot. So thank you for that. So when you schedule an email and you pick a certain list to send out to, and you're adding people into that list. So that's the key. You need to make sure you're adding them into the list that you scheduled it to. And you can add them up to like as close to an hour before the schedule time. And those new people will get that email, which is great because our goal is to continually add in contacts, right? We want you to grow your list. So absolutely add them in, keep bringing them in, and all your scheduled emails will go out. So you could go in there basically and create all your holiday emails, get them all ready, schedule them out because you can schedule out to a year in advance, and just keep adding in those contacts and they're going to get it. So, definitely, that's a great question. So, thank you for that one. All right. So, let's see what else we have. Let's see. All right. And Mary Ellen wants to know, will that email send out automatically on the date that we saved it on? No. So that is tricky because I've seen it happen. So I'm going to actually show you this because I've had clients myself who thought, well, I have it on that day. Why didn't it go out? Well, there's an extra step that you have to do. So I'm going to get into this draft one here. So when you're in your edit mode and you're going to schedule it out, there's a final step that you need to take because it will not go out automatically. Just because you put it on that date, it's just a placeholder until you do this final step. So let's see here. Okay, so when I go over here to continue, now where I have this one scheduled for later and I have it for March of 2025, I have it at my time, everything's ready. I still need to come up here and click on that schedule button. Same thing, send now. Just because you hit send now right here, you still have to get it. So if you're like in a view where you're not seeing this, there's that extra step. So you want to make sure hitting send now, you hit send now. Schedule for later, you hit the schedule. And then it will give you that your email's been scheduled or successfully scheduled, I believe is what it will say. It brings you to a page that you can recognize it. If you don't get here, then you know you did not schedule that email out. Okay, let's see what this looks like. And your email is scheduled to go out. So it's giving you that reminder. So definitely look for that when you're sending it out. But thank you for that. I appreciate that question. Let's see here. What else do we have? So I have another question from, looks like Crystal's wondering, if I don't go there into the calendar and go to the edit mode to get to the template picker, how else can I find that? Okay, great question. If you come up here to create, and then you just come in here to email, like this is what you're working on, you have other options here. But if you click on email, it's going to bring you to the template picker. And the same thing here, you are. Now you're on your template picker. And you can pick from any of these emails. The one thing I will stress is these emails are all editable. Like you can change up the colors, change up the layout. It's just look for one that you like the look of it and work with that. So if you like this layout, but it's not, you're not working with an adoption, but you like the layout, utilize it. Just change it up. Same thing with this one. It doesn't have to be hope, peace, and love. You can change it up. Like just look at the ones that you want to use and make any edits that you need to it. But this is where you're going to see your template picker. And you can also go into save templates for ones that you've already done and so forth. So play around with this page here. It's a great tool for you. Okay, so let's see what else. Thank you for that one. All right. Now, Caitlin has a great question. She says, what if I'm using just my master templates that I always use, but I want to mark them on the calendar? Can I do that? Yes. I mean, it's not just about creating a new template and going to the template picker and editing it there. I would suggest just doing it as a placeholder and then come back and then you'll at least have that for view. So if I come in here, oops, sorry, I want to be on calendar. Let me show you that here 1 second. Because I do. I have a lot of clients that they work with their template that has their logo, their footer, their header, has all their stuff on it. They don't want to go and recreate that every time they want to do an email. So what you could do in that case is, let me go back to calendar. Sorry. I recommend just doing placeholders because with those placeholders, it's just giving you a view so that you can have it mapped out and a plan put in place so you can see what you're doing. Like this is not any template yet, it's just a placeholder. So then I could go in here and go to my other emails, work on it, but I know that on the 10th, that's when I want to send that email out. So it's just giving you more or less just a view of what it looks like, and then you'll just have to go into your emails and put it on that date and schedule it out if that makes any sense. But yeah, you don't have to go in here create from scratch every time. That's only if you don't have a template picked out or if you want to use a holiday one or something like that. Other than that, you would just use this as a holder of when you want these things to go out. But thank you for that one. All right, let's see if there's any other questions coming through here. Let's see. Okay, so I have one question here. I think it's the last one that I'm seeing here. Jean wants to know, can you show us how to add it onto Outlook, the calendar onto Outlook? Unfortunately, I cannot do that. I don't have Outlook. I only have the Gmail. That's why I did that add with one click. But with Outlook, so if I'm on my calendar and go back to settings, it does give you the instructions right here for Outlook. This one's Outlook. So it'll walk you through how to do it. So check out those instructions while you're bringing that in. But unfortunately, the only one I have is Gmail. One other cool thing that I do want to show you on this page here for your settings is you can do holidays. So when you click on the holiday button, you could do just all US federal holidays on here. Or if you wanted to do certain state holidays, you can do that or just leave them on federal. Canadian, same thing. You could do the Canadian federal holidays on your calendar view. And so doing that, this will also help you in your planning strategy because then you can see if there's any events coming on here. So let that load here. Let me just refresh my page. All right, so March 2025. Let me go to, hold on. Just want to show you this because this is great. And it shows you Memorial Day, Mother's Day, Memorial Day. So if you wanted to work on some campaigns for that, you could see like what's coming up without having to go look at your other calendar. You can go, oh, Father's Day, yes, I need to get these emails done. So it just gives you that in here. Then you could just easily click on it and go in and put a placeholder or get a campaign ready for 4th of July. So definitely add that on there. I think that's a great feature because then if you don't have anything going on, you can at least go, okay, so I have Father's Day, I'm going to send an email and I'm going to send an email on the 4th of July. Okay. So utilize that feature. I am going to start to wrap up now because I don't see any more questions, but I will leave the question window open. So if you have a last minute question, shoot it over. But let me go back into my presentation here. Now, as we do wrap up, I want to ensure that you have all the resources that you might need as you're getting started with Constant Contact. So, if you have any questions about the topics that we've discussed in today's session or want further guidance as you're getting started, we have a variety of resources to help you out. You can check out our new customer hub at constantcontact.com/get started to find quick video tutorials, on demand courses, more live webinars, and a link to schedule a one on one call for new customers. I'm also going to include that link in the follow up email along with the handout and the recording. So you'll get all of that later. And you can also access the help link at the top right of your screen to find even more resources such as full knowledge base of our FAQs, our guides, more tutorials, or even find information on how to contact our support team. Now, we'd also would love to get your feedback. So when you close out of the webinar today, you're going to see a very short survey. I think it's like 3 questions long. Please take a few minutes to share your feedback with us. We greatly appreciate it. We read them all. So if there's changes or if I see, we see a lot of the same question coming through, we can make changes to what we go over. We want to know what you thought of it, how it was presented, all of that good stuff. So please take a moment to share with us. Now, I don't see any more questions coming through. Let me just double check here. Oh, I do have one final one. Where's that help link? Let me show you. Hold on. It is super easy and it has so many things on there. And it's a really cool feature here. So if you're on the help page right here, it's just this question mark. It doesn't actually say help, it's a question. So if you click on that, I love this feature. Whatever page you're on, it brings up some of the popular FAQs or articles on the page that you're on. We're on the campaign calendar view. It's show holidays on the campaign calendar. Create an email, schedule a series of social posts from the campaign calendar. So it's bringing you up for whatever you're on. So if I'm on, say, my contacts tab, I just think this is the coolest thing here. I love it. I know the little things, right? I've been here forever and all these new little features I love. Okay, so on this page, on my contacts page, if you're not quite sure what to ask, like you're not quite sure what to even look for, but you need help with it, if you come up here and again click on that little question mark, it brings up the most popular articles about contacts and how to do it. Um, like if I'm on my list, I mean, it'll just bring up. So utilize this. There's so many wonderful resources for you on this page. And you can also click on this and visit the Help Center, which will bring up our section that has all of our FAQs, webinars. It shows you how to contact our support team, all of our knowledge base, the tutorials. You can get into live chat from that section. All of our webinars are here. So take advantage of all that's offered to you in your account. There's a lot of great information. All right, so that is about it. I don't see anything else coming through. I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day and you get to enjoy the beautiful weather that I hope is happening for all of you. I know here it's already like 85, so I hope you're all getting this beautiful weather. Take care, everybody. Bye now.